Two college students, irresponsible slacker Greg and his straight-faced best friend Rob, decide to take a trip to Europe for their spring break. Lacing in money, they research odd jobs and find an opportunity with pharmaceuticals company to participate in a 2-week trial of the company's new allergy drug. When they travel to the unexpectedly run-down remote facility where the test is to take place, they are troubled by the stringent rules in place to enroll in the trial anyway, as it will earn them each over $3,000. Greg and Rob meet Dr. Wilcox and become acquainted with some of the other patients, including prudish Stacy and veteran trial participant Nigel. The patients are given the first dose of the drug RxZ19, though they experience violent bowel movements as a result of taking the drug. The test soon begins to take a turn for the better as the patient starts to exhibit remarkable recovery from illness and injury. However, strange circumstances begin to occur, such as the discovery of worms and insects in the food served to the participants and infestations in the building. Despite the seemingly gross events happening around them, none of the trial patients seem to display any reaction to them, save for Greg. Greg confronts Wilcox in her lab and learns the truth about the trial. RxZ19 is not an allergy drug but a formula designed to give its users regenerative abilities, and the trials are being sponsored by the government. Greg is experiencing normal reactions to the facility's condition because he is the control in the experiment, while the others are losing some of their inhibition and sense of self-preservation due to their newfound immunity. Outraged, Greg attempts to rally the others to rebel against Wilcox, but she convinces them to stay by increasing the payment to $8,000. Wilcox's superior learn of the encouraging results so far and push her to extend the trial further beyond her original intentions, while administering additional doses to Rob, increasing his regenerative abilities to a degree that he heals from a normally fatal neck wound almost instantly. He escapes from his restraints and attempts to Wilcox before being subdued by her assistants. Seeing that the patients are becoming zombie-like as their dependence on RxZ19 increases, Dr. Wilcox has a crisis of conscience and decides to pull the plug on her experiment. She has Rob brought back in the detox facility, but before she can begin the process or any of the others, the facility's power is cut in a storm. The patients rebel and miss. Desperate for more the drug, they begin killing the staff and corner Wilcox in her lab to demand more, but when she runs out, they attack and mortally wound her. Greg escapes from his room and finds Wilcox dying, along with evidence from the patients have begun turning into cannibalism in their need to sate their addiction to RxZ19. He comes across Aaron, the facility's assistant, frantically packing up records. The pair escape the facility, but when Greg overhears Aaron contacting his superiors to tell them of the chaos, he forces Aaron to return to the facility so he can retrieve Rob. Greg arms himself with a fire axe and searches through the facility for Rob, having to kill Stacy when she attacks him. Meanwhile, Aaron's superior arrives with a military unit to purge the facility and its victims to cover up the government's actions. After hearing Aaron's report, his supervisor has him strangled to death. Greg finds Rob, whose detox was successful in restoring him to his true self, leaving him traumatized by his actions while on the drug. They are forced to work together and kill Nigel when he discovers them and barely escape before the military unit sets off explosives, destroying the facility. The next morning, Greg and Rob wander aimlessly through the forest until they discover a road. A car stops for them, driven by Aaron, who survived his injuries. Aaron retrieves a blanket from his trunk for them, but they do not see that his hand begins trembling uncontrollably, prompting him to take a dose of RxZ19. As they ride, Greg and Rob realizes Aaron is driving in the wrong direction from the nearest town. Aaron locks the doors of the car and warns the pair that there are events much bigger than them taking place as they realize that their nightmare is not over. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment section below which movie you want us to recap next. As always, until the next time.